Hi, everyone. Something I want to share today is sometimes a little tough for me to get across in words, but I'll do my best and see how it goes. And it's this idea of letting life sort of move us forward or moving forward with life as opposed to thinking our way forward and kind of having to figure things out or make decisions or just really kind of the difference between feeling like life is moving us forward and we're sort of just there in each moment, responding to what's there and letting it inform things and letting us move along with that versus sitting somewhere right here in the moment saying, I need to make a choice. I need to make a decision here. I need to figure this out. I need to set a goal. I need to see where I'm going. So it's been coming up a lot, always, but this week especially. And it's just really, really occurring to me, like how I'm just seeing how much we're all very used to thinking that we need to figure things out and make a choice and make a decision about things. And what if we just don't in the way that we think we do? Now, sometimes absolutely. Sometimes it's like, okay, in my head, there's a logical thing, or I need to decide, or there's some time pressure. So absolutely, we do the best we can, and sometimes our head is the best tool for the job. But there are a lot of cases, especially when we just don't know. In a moment, if you don't know, what are you going to do? So, for example, woman I talked with yesterday doesn't know where her career is going to go. She's still studying. She's still learning. She's still kind of throwing projects out and seeing what she likes and what she doesn't like. She can't know. How can any of us? How can we know where it's going to go? We can think we do. We might have a more specific goal or plan or dream than what she has, which is a little open at the moment. We don't ever know. But in her case, she's sitting there in the midst of a lot of just not knowing. And which is a wonderful place to be because there's so much potential and anything can happen. But she's trying to use her head to kind of sort through this unknowing. So she's thinking, well, how do they do it? How do these people do it? Well, am I taking the right path and do I have the right background? And am I doing the right projects? So much as if our whole conversation was as if there's a formula, and she hasn't found it yet. And if we're believing there's a formula, there's a right answer, there are the best steps to take, and we just haven't been able to crack that code, it's a miserable place to be. It feels very scary, very hopeless. But it's not that way. It's kind of like seeing, what if you just don't know yet and you just can't know yet? So you can stop spinning around every option, comparing yourself to everyone around you, trying to motivate yourself by being really hard on yourself. You can stop all that because you can't possibly know until you know. Like you can't see what you don't see until you see it. And that's true for all of us all the time. So we can just be in a moment and know that we're constantly seeing new things. The more we can just kind of let ourselves be where we are and relax and know that, new thought is constantly coming through us, constantly. And we just want to kind of have our antenna up. You have your antenna up, new things are occurring to you, life is happening, things are happening to you from the outside even. People are saying things, you're thinking things. There's this perfect storm of life, of stuff that's constantly happening. And we get to just kind of be here and receive it and be sort of open to it and let it kind of move us forward. So she's trying to think right now today with her head, her brain, which is like a hard drive. It only knows what it knows. It's a hard drive, right? It's very smart and it's very fast. There's lots of information on there, but there's not that much information. And all she has when she goes into her head, into her hard drive, is what's already there. And that's not the answer. What's already there, what she already knows, is not the answer to what her life's going to look like 5 years from now. The answer to that is going to come from fresh new thought. It's going to come from something brand new that doesn't exist yet. So all she has to do is hang out and be in the moment and be open to that and let it come through her and move her forward. Another example, a man I talked with thinks he has to decide what to do about a relationship, yes or no, in or out, what's going on with this relationship. And again, very similar. It's like from right now, today, when he thinks about this relationship and he goes into his hard drive or into his head and tries to make that choice and think about it, he doesn't know. He just doesn't know. He's, there's a little yes, there's a little no, and then he gets into his head of like, well, what does this yes feeling mean? And what does this no feeling mean? And lots and lots of spinning of wheels. And it's not getting him anywhere. But what if he doesn't have to go into his hard drive and make that decision from what he already knows, or from what he can see right now? Maybe life makes that for him. And I don't mean just check out and ignore it and deny that there's that there's another person involved or any of that. It's not about denial. It's not about ignoring anything. It's kind of seeing, okay, when he goes in the way he's been going in, thinking, trying to figure out, trying to interpret, doesn't get him anywhere but more confused. And actually is hurting this. It's adding more to his head. But what if he can just be in life, know that he doesn't know, that he's not going to know until he knows. He's going to know something when he knows it. And just let things show up and let life show him and let her show him, and let the situation and the things that occur to him kind of move him forward. And it's so funny because in both of those cases, and any case, really, those are just two kind of striking examples of it. There's a real feeling of kind of relief that people feel sometimes when you present this as an option. So we get so in our heads thinking we have to choose and we have to know, and of course we don't, so then we really feel bad. But it's like if you can just say, well, what if, I don't know, it's August, what if come November you see more than you see right now? Like just more occurs to you just by having lived another 3 months. Naturally, more stuff occurs to you, more has happened, new thoughts come in, and you're just in a different place, all on your own by November. Then we all think, oh, that'd be awesome. Okay, then I don't have to just spin around in my hard drive and keep getting the same answers over and over again. That'd be awesome. And a lot of people have a fear that won't happen. And again, I think that's part of this bigger thing that we think we need to think our way through life. We are so used to, even though we know better, kind of acting as if, living our lives as if it's up to us and our mind and our intellect to figure everything out and steer the path. But again, if something occurs to you, steer away. But if you're sitting there spinning your wheels, you can't see it, and you're not going to see more by spinning faster or spinning harder. You're going to see more when you let it go and be open to something new, something that's not already on the hard drive being recycled over and over again, coming through you. And so often, choices, like life just moves us forward. And when it's time to actually make a choice or do something, we are a different person than we are right now. So you can't know what's going to happen with that relationship or with that career today, but you don't have to. Life is going to turn you into a person that knows when it's time to know. So I hope this has been helpful. It's something I have such a feel for and have been playing with in my own life a lot, of just kind of letting things move me forward and show up. And it's not totally passive. There's a real fun, creative, interactive, free will utilizing kind of piece of this too. I'm not at all saying just lay back and let things happen, but it's almost like we're behind the movement of things and seeing it a different way than leading it with our head. So I hope it's been helpful, and I'll see you another time in another video.